I think he was a terrorist, just perhaps.
Nelson Mandela? I thought
Maybe.
he was some sort of like
freedom fighter?
Anti-apartheid.
I love how that worked. I thought he was fighting against the power for freedom.
Let's see.
I don't see anything about this school bus business. I'm trying to Google it.
He might have been a good guy after all. You never know.
Freedom Fighter Days, not part of saintly image.
Who was the nun that turned out to be like a real bitch? That she was like roughing them kids up.
The only famous nun I'm aware of
Mother
is
Teresa.
Mother Teresa. Yeah, Mother Teresa wrote something about how like it was good for those like tribes people with the plague to suffer because it brought them closer to God or something like that.
To be a saint, you had to perform 3 like verified miracles. And if I recall, they like lowered the fucking bar for those miracles. Like, oh, this person recovered from a cold. And it was warm. It was sunny on a wedding day. And it was like, I'm making it up, but it was bullshit miracles.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. The Catholics are fucking weird, man. I gotta say, like all of those saints always struck me as like mumbo jumbo to me. It's like, what do you mean you've got a bunch of saints you also pray to? Like what? You've got a little doll of the saint and you light candles for it and you pour blood out for what is this? You've got it doesn't, the Catholics are a little bit closer to some crazy mumbo jumbo stuff than just the good old Southern Baptists who just like to have a good drink, sing about
it
the
depends.
Lord.
Like the Catholic thing is like, if like the praying to Mary, I don't get. Like when I've talked to Catholics, they're like, you know, you're like praying to God and like asking Mary to like deliver it to God. And it's like, well, but like it just goes straight to God.
I wouldn't put up with that shit. I'd be like, I'm not God's messenger. I'd burn that shit in the fire pit.
He would destroy those prayers. He would not pass them on to God. And it's like, oh yeah, but God's
just because God,
he would know you're.
I think you and God doesn't mean that I'm your gateway to God.
The saint thing in particular is weird to me though. Like I can almost understand, you know, you've got the Holy Trinity. I can wrap my head around that. Okay, it's different personifications, but when you've got like Saint Christopher or who, I don't know what the saints do, but it reminds me of Greek gods. Like, oh yeah, that's the saint of lost causes, and oh, he's the one if you lose your keys. So like
that's the only one I know. That's the only one I'll ever pray to. Saint Anthony, the finder of lost things.
Right? Like there's one for everything seemingly. Just like, oh, he's the messenger fucking saint. Yeah. He died sending a message.
They ran out of all the good saints probably early on, where it's like, all right, Thomas Aquinas, you're in the book, big old saint, good saint, and then like 600 years down the line, they're like, all right, St. Thomas was a really great guy, but like we're out of the good stuff. Like you could be the lost guys thing, maybe.
It's St. Anthony, right? Am I wrong?
You're probably right. I don't know them. I know that like my whole dad's side of the family is Catholic, and so like I know the way they do it, or my grandma at least is more like not tongue in cheek, but like more just like for luck thing. Like nobody's praying to saints. It's just like, oh, I have a statue of Saint, Peter out in my garden, and that's supposed to bring me luck or something like that. Yeah,
that's part of it. My wife, basically, Saint Anthony's the only one that she'll mention, and it's when you've lost your keys.
Any
like,
jewelry?
I pray to Saint Anthony. Like, does it help? Like, I found my keys, but I didn't really hear him.
I'm gonna start praying to fucking Master Chief when I feel like I'm not up to a task, because that makes so much more sense than any of that.
That's
nonsense.
who you turn to?
Fucking Spartan 117. You're goddamn right.
I don't
All
think
right?
so, Kyle. I think you're misguided on this.
When
I'm
I
gonna
need to
pray
finish the fight, I'm going to the chief.
I'm
What about, like,
praying to the
Not that
Doom guy,
woke-ass
and we'll
version on
see which
TV
one of
showing
us
his
wins the
ass.
fight.
No, Doom Guy versus Master Chief.
Well, Doom Guy has magic. It's not fair, is it?
Oh, I didn't realize he had magic.
Yes, he has magic.
Are you sure? I thought he just had guns.
He combats demons and angels alike. He is a magical
With
being
guns, right?
with all sorts of like otherworldly, like craft weapons. He
No,
has a
I
big
feel like he-
flaming sword at one point.
And I think I push things around, or like I definitely have a gun with a seemingly magical chain that pulls me to him.
Yeah,
he-
no
he-
laws of physics there.
Yeah, he's
Like,
not
pull
just a
yourself
regular
to like
dude.
a 10-pound bat monster. That's
He-
nice.
I don't think he takes fall damage.
That's magic.
But does Master Chief?
Yeah, he definitely takes
Yeah, he
fall
takes fall
damage.
damage.
Unless you throw a
Okay.
grenade down there. I
It's looking
guess
like
maybe
Woody
do some
wins this
sort
one,
of battle.
Kyle.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so. I mean, but what I'm saying is those saints are fucking black magic mumbo jumbo, and it's ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous that
Old stance. Mythical
That-
people are not real.
Well,
it's not even the myth. Well, they were real people
Yeah.
praying to. That's the
Okay,
worst
I said
part.
it
That
wrong then.
it makes more sense to me if you're praying to like John the Baptist. If you told me you prayed to John the Baptist, I'd be like, oh, that's a little weird, but okay, yeah, he's a central figure. Cool. You
Yeah.
pray to Moses too, Noah, any of them? Noah's
None of
wife.
them.
All right, she was sick, but
Jesus
they're
did
like-
say about John the Baptist that he was the best man ever born of woman.
But the fact that they're praying to like some man who was
That's most
executed by
people.
the Romans, that some man who was executed by the Romans like 1,000 years ago, like we pray to that guy, like he couldn't even contend with some Roman fucking centurions. He
Taylor-
couldn't handle 8 Italians with fucking short swords, and he's gonna get me out of my jam.
The Saint Anthony.
Half of them, like that's their thing. That you become a saint by like fucking being murdered and like taking the L for the Lord. Like
Being
there's the one
martyred,
that they
yeah.
burned alive, right? And they're roasted, and he said, "Turn me." He said, "Stop, stop." And they said, "What? Do you wish to confess?" He said, "Turn me over. I'm done on this side." Which one was that?
That's pretty hard.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
it's hard.
dope.
I
That was
pray to
this
that
guy.
guy.
There was that. No, there was the saint who was like being killed by crushing, because I guess back in the day they had nothing to do
Stones?
but time of like, how do we kill this guy? I don't know. Let's go to the creative Willy Wonka of killing factory and see what sort of whimsical ideas he has.
It was very common.
Yeah, that was when they were stacking rocks on him, and he like his last words were like, "More weight."
That was
Taylor,
the
just so
colonial.
I know.
That was a witch trial thing in the colonial era.
John the Baptist, best person ever born of a woman, according to God.
That's what
Does
Jesus.
that is that
Jesus.
just vaginal births or like C-sections born of a woman?
The whole
too?
gamut. Yeah, he was
For
basically
anyone who has a mom.
Yeah. So Jesus was saying like John the Baptist is the highest in his view, and it's Jesus, so his view matters a lot, of like men. And he was like, and even John the Baptist is lower than the lowest person in the kingdom of heaven.
This Jesus guy, you're putting him on a pedestal. Like, I'll take his carpentry advice, but I don't know if I trust his character judgment.
I don't know. I think he was pretty
Home
good at
Depot
that.
were smart, dude. That's marketing genius. I'll Don Draper the fuck out of that one. So fucking Lowe's or Home Depot is gonna pay me top dollar for my Jesus collab. He's the greatest carpenter of all fucking time.
2x4s
So
with Jesus.
I'm gonna make it's gonna be half construction advice and half Bible verses. It's gonna be Bible verses about construction. Oh, wait till it's
Are
gonna be
there
great.
any of those? Let me look up.
Yeah. Look up Bible verses about construction.
Thou
I'm sure
shalt
there's
never
one.
use butt joints with wood, mortise, and tenon only.
There's going to be some stuff in
Commandment.
there about contractors, about mortar and pestle. Not
Yeah,
mortar,
never
pestle.
pay your
That's a
contractor
different
till
stuff.
all the punch list is complete. Sure, that's in there.
No,
For
there's
sure.
not
Like,
a lot about construction.
nothing in there about drywall?
Here.
You
There's
see-
actually a
search-
dart
search-
of
Don't
Search-
make your drywall mud
Like
too
combine
thick or too
holy
thin.
gospel and
Yeah.
drywall. You'll get a lot of hits. I'm sure there'll be some psalms,
Bible
perhaps.
verse
Is there a
about drywall? Well, this isn't helpful.
coming up dry? Huh? Yeah.
Of drywall.
Well,
on this.
I'll have to pull one of those Gandalfs at Minas Tirith and dig through the tomes and see what I can come up with for next week. But I'm quite sure there's going to be some. And if we're going to sell this to Lowe's or Home Depot, we're going to need to get our Things in order.
Well, you could lean on like
Jesus-
the
Hold on. Jesus states that those who hear his words and do them are wise builders. They have built their home on rock solid foundations. You know, so much of the Bible is about praising the Bible.
Hey, Zeus says that too. He's my contractor.
dude. I'm trying to think of a way you could play the like not building your house on the sand. Like you want a solid foundation of rock, of stone, not of sand.
And Catholicism.
Well, that's just in the Bible.
Bedrock.
Yeah. You want to build your house upon the rock, not upon the sand, because you build on the sand, and you've seen those videos of the houses on stilts near the beach. They get fucked up.
Yeah, but they only record them when that's happening, right? There's one somewhere right now and stilts doing just fine.
That's fair, but they're probably not stuck right in the sand. So
yeah,
little technicality there.
Beachfront property is a real fucking dice throw if you think about it. Like they're always talking. I said this like a month or two ago. That's how I know global warming is not fucking real, or at least to the point where like the seas are going to rise anytime soon, because the richest people keep buying that beachfront property.
Yeah.
Have you been to the beach, Kyle? I was thinking about this.
You know the answer to that question. I despise it.
Okay, if you go to the homeowners with beachfront property are 65 and older. Those are the people who have enough money to blow to buy beachfront homes. So you're telling me that people with money to blow who have 10 years left in their life are your indicator of global warming and climate change?
No, it would be the fact that all their predictions are wrong every time for the last like 70 years.
You don't know how their predictions are going to work out because you need to wait for the
Dude, they've been Charlie Browning everyone for like 70 years. There were people in like 1947 who were like, it's getting wild out here in the 70s. We're all going to drown. It's like...